Welcome, curious minds, to The Deep Dive. Today, we're plunging headfirst into the thrilling, sometimes chilling world of horror comics. And trust me, you might be genuinely surprised by some of the bestsellers we're, well, about to uncover. So our mission today is basically to extract the most important nuggets of insight from recent sales data. We want to help you understand what's really driving this genre right now. We're going to explore who's dominating the market and, why, and what kinds of stories are really clicking with readers.
That's right. And this deep dive, it's based on a detailed analysis from ICV2, specifically their Horror Week 2025 Top Trends in Horror Comics report. It uses sales data collected, from May 1st to August 14th, 2025, and that data comes via the ComicHub POS system.
Right, the ComicHub POS system. And just so you know, POS means point of sale. It's essentially the digital backbone, you could say. Over 125 comic stores worldwide use it to track sales, inventory, all that stuff.
Exactly. And it's important to keep in mind, while this data gives us a great picture representing lots of different locations and store types, it is still a sample. It might not be, perfectly typical for all 3,000 plus comic stores globally, but it definitely gives us an incredible, really insightful snapshot of what's hot.
Okay, yeah, let's unpack this. Because like you said, some of these trends are genuinely surprising. What really jumps out from the summer 2025 data? Especially thinking about what we saw maybe a year ago in horror.
Well, the most striking thing, I think, is the undeniable dominance of one creator, James Tynion IV. He isn't just a big name. He's really the marquee name in horror comics right now. His sales trends in 2025 are, they're significantly amplifying the momentum he already had.
Wow. So he's not just holding his ground, he's actually expanding, and particularly strong on the indie side of horror, right? Which, for you listening, means independent publishers, not the big two like Marvel or DC.
Precisely. And within that indie space, the real breakout hit of summer 2025 was, without a doubt, Exquisite Corpses. The first two issues, Exquisite Corpses, #1 and #2, they were both $4.99 from Image Comics. They were the top-selling horror comics, period, by units and dollars. And the third issue, Exquisite Corpses, #3, was right there close behind them. He worked on this with Michael Walsh and a whole host of other talented creators, too.
Okay, Tynion's name is obviously a huge draw, but Exquisite Corpses, it really exploded. What do you think was the X factor there for that specific title? Was it the art, the concept, or something else that just pushed it right to the very top?
That's a great question, because I think it wasn't just about the names on the cover, influential as they are. A huge part of their success with Exquisite Corpses seems to be this really energetic year-long promotional tour. They've been everywhere doing signings, Q&A sessions. They even launched a related trading card game, Exquisite Corpses, the game.
Ah, okay, the TCG tie-in, that's smart.
Yeah, very smart. This whole multifaceted approach, combining that strong creative team with really savvy, consistent promotion, that seems to have really contributed to its, unprecedented success.
So it's not just the comic, it's the whole ecosystem they built. That kind of approach really shows how modern comic marketing has evolved, doesn't it? Really fascinating to see that strategy pay off so big. And it's not like Exquisite Corpses is his only hit, right? Tynion's other horror titles, like Something is Killing the Children, we saw issues 41, #42, #43. They were $3.99 from Boom Studios, consistently charting. Plus, the Department of Truth and World Swirl 303, they're still strong performers too. Really cements his appeal, doesn't it?
Absolutely. His presence is huge. But moving beyond Tynion's personal dominance, the second major trend we're seeing is this enduring power of nostalgia and, legacy property.
Ah, interesting. Nostalgia. So what does that really mean for familiar characters, established franchises? I just feel like the past is always finding new ways to pop up again in pop culture.
It absolutely is. These fresh takes on legacy properties and nostalgia, they're a really significant trend in horror comics right now. Part of the reason, I think, is they offer new readers easier entry points. People might only know the characters or the basic concept, which sort of lowers the barrier to entry, makes them maybe more likely to pick up a new series.
Right, less intimidating.
Yeah.
And the big seller in that space this summer was Mark Spear's Monsters. Issues #4, #5, and #6 from Keenspot Entertainment, $5.99 each. High on both unit and dollar charts. That's a real deep cut of nostalgia. Based on retro trading cards. I mean, yeah, who didn't love those monster cards back in the day? It really shows how those foundational experiences can still drive demand.
Precisely. It taps right into that specific kind of retro nostalgia. And it's not just Spears either. We also see Oni Press doing well with their EC Comics line, like EC Blood Type #1, that was $4.99. And Skybound Image Comics Universal Monsters titles. For instance, Universal Monsters, The Mummy #3 at $4.99. That was also doing very well. These are all, prime examples of new stories giving fresh takes on classic horror.
And then you've got the properties that, well, they never really go away, do they? They just keep finding new life year after year, like Spawn. We saw
Yeah.
Spawn. The Curse of Shirley Johnson, #1 at $5.99. Medieval Spawn, #2. Even the main Spawn title, #365, all consistently up there in the top sales charts.
Right. And the same goes for Predator. You had Predator, Black, White and Blood, #1, and Predator Kills the Marvel Universe, #1, both 5.99 cents. It shows readers clearly still have a strong interest in new stories featuring these, long established characters.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what keeps bringing people back to those specific characters again and again. Consistency, familiarity.
Could be a mix of both. But while Tynion and these legacy titles definitely grab the top spots, it's worth kind of shifting our focus a bit, because there are other creators finding their own unique spaces outside those two big trends. There's actually quite a lot of interesting stuff bubbling up.
Right, and that's fascinating too, isn't it? What else is out there selling well, carving out its own identity? It suggests the horror comics market is maybe more diverse than just those top few names imply.
It absolutely is, yeah. There are definitely other creators and titles finding a solid niche, selling consistently. A great example is Patrick Horvath's Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees. It's been described as a cozy serial killer tale, which is quite the description.
Yeah, cozy serial killer. That's certainly an intriguing subgenre.
Isn't it? But it's been a consistent bestseller, first as single issues, then the graphic novel collection, and they just launched a new arc in July, Beneath the Trees When Nobody Sees. Rite of Spring, #1. That's $4.99 from IDW Publishing, and it's already performing strongly.
A cozy serial killer tale.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think that specific blend appeals to? It feels like a very modern, maybe more atmospheric kind of horror, less about pure gore.
Exactly. I think that's likely it. It suggests readers might be looking for something different, maybe prioritizing character or that unsettling atmosphere over just jump scares. It's more psychological, which, always has an audience. And we're also seeing some newer sci-fi horror blends from Image Comics making their mark. There's Jason Aaron and Mahmoud Asrar's Bug Wars. Issue #4 was out, $4.99. And also Chris Condon and Jeffrey Allen loves News from the Fallout. News from the Fallout #1 just launched at $3.99, both selling well.
Okay, Bug Wars and News from the Fallout. That implies maybe a growing appetite for genre blending too. Not just straight horror, but horror mixed with strong sci-fi ideas, giving readers something genuinely fresh. It really underscores how dynamic the horror comics market is right now,
Well,
constantly evolving.
Definitely. These diverse successes really do show the breadth of the market and how it keeps evolving. It proves there's room for unique voices, unexpected combinations.
Okay, so wrapping this up, what have we really learned from this deep dive into summer 2025 horror comics? First, there's James Tynion that's just, well, unprecedented dominance, driven not just by great writing, but also by super smart collaborative promotion.
Right. That marketing piece is key.
Second, the enduring appeal, maybe even refreshed appeal, of legacy horror properties. New takes on familiar characters, proving old scares can definitely feel new again.
Absolutely. Nostalgia is powerful.
And finally, there's this vibrant success happening with niche titles, compelling books, finding their audience by offering something really different, maybe more specialized.
And understanding these trends, well, it gives you a real shortcut. A shortcut to being well-informed about the comics industry, sure, but also the broader entertainment landscape. It shows you exactly how creativity, nostalgia, and smart marketing kind of intersect and fuel each other.
So, thinking about all that, here's something for you to ponder after this deep dive. Given these trends, what do you think is the most powerful ingredient for a horror story's success today? Is it that truly unique new voice? Or is it maybe a really fresh, compelling take on a beloved classic?